the opportunity to work with her in previous administrations, and I can tell you, we are well served by her service to America, her knowledge and her ability in negotiations that have taken place, serious negotiations over the years, have been nothing short of outstanding. So thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Senator Van Hollen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to all of you on your nominations. And Ms. Hooker, it was great to meet with you yesterday in my office. And again, thank you for all your prior service, including, as I mentioned yesterday, at the Bureau of Intelligence and Research at the State Department, which I think is an organization that punches above its weight in the U.S. intelligence community. Do you agree that U.S. support for the World Food Program is an important American priority?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for your time yesterday and for sharing your family's legacy and serving the American people. Thank you for their service and for yours, sir. As we talked about yesterday and as we've discussed a little bit today, the administration, President Trump and Secretary Rubio have undertaken a very comprehensive...
Ms. Hooker, I'm sorry, so I only have 5 minutes.
Yes.
It was a very simple question.
Yes.
Do you agree that U.S. support for the World Food Program is an important priority? It's just a simple yes or no question.
Well, Senator, thank you for that question. And I agree that the American people's tax dollars should be used to support things that are in America's interest and in our national security.
Do you think supporting the World Food Program is in our interest, in our national security interest?
Thank you, Senator, for the follow-up and for the clarification. I'm not privy to the details of the review that is underway. If confirmed, I expect to be. And if confirmed, I look forward to working with this committee on those details.
Well, we had a little good news since last night, right? Because the Elon Musk person who's been embedded over at the State Department said, whoopsie, made a big mistake, right? Yesterday, Mr. Chairman, I don't know how close you're following this, but the United States essentially canceled its support for a whole slew of World Food Program programs, and that World Food Program, rightly said, will be a death sentence for millions of people, which it would be. And so apparently there was at least a partial reversal. And I'm quoting from Jeremy Lewin, who is the Musk sort of implant at the State Department, quote, "Sorry for all the back and forth on awards. There are a lot of stakeholders, and we need to do better about balancing these competing interests. That's my fault, and I take responsibility," unquote. This is just a symptom of a much larger problem, which is that Elon Musk said that AID was a criminal enterprise. By the way, do you agree that AID is a criminal enterprise?
Senator, thank you for that question. I look forward to being in the seat and being able to have detailed conversations.
These are really simple questions. I mean, as I've said before, if AID is a criminal enterprise, the chairman and every member of this committee is a co-conspirator because we've all supported AID. Let me move on. Because in addition to dismantling AID, which I believe has been done in an illegal fashion, because it is a congressionally not just authorized in terms of funding, but established in statute. It was first established as an EO, but then it was created in statute. So yesterday, all the Democrats on the committee wrote to Secretary Rubio expressing our concerns about that and asking questions about reports of the upcoming restructuring. Mr. Chairman, I just ask unanimous consent to put this in the record. Thank you. So we lay out our concerns with what's happening at AID. And by the way, and with respect, Mr. Chairman, I really do think we need a hearing on this, right? Ranking Member Shaheen has held 2 rump hearings.
We're going to have the Secretary in here pretty quick, right. And you'll have your bite.
She's had 2 rump hearings, and one of the things people would know if they were attending those hearings, that when Elon Musk was at the White House and he said, whoops, he canceled the Ebola program temporarily. Ms. Hooker, did you see that video at the White House of Elon Musk?
I'm aware of it, sir, but I didn't watch the video.
So he said, whoops, kind of like this guy, Jeremy, whoops, I just canceled the World Food Program. But it turned out to be false in the case of Elon Musk's claim, because Nick Enrich, who's now on administrative leave, testified that, in fact, the Ebola program has not been restored. But here's my question to you. I'm hearing from people at the State Department who believe they're being asked to make statements that they believe are factually incorrect. In some cases, people may be making legal determinations which they think are wrong, but under threat of being fired. I have a very simple question. If somebody asks you to do something you believe is illegal, would you resign?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. Well, I've committed in my opening statement to following the Constitution, and I add to that all applicable law, and I intend to do so. If I'm confirmed, I look forward to working with this committee on all of these issues and all the concerns that you raised today, and I commit to do that.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, as you know, in addition to what happened at AID, there's this major restructuring going on. And I just hope that this committee will, uphold its responsibilities and require the administration to report and consult with us in the process. Because if you look at what's being reported, we're talking about what I believe would be grave damage to U.S. foreign policy.
Well, thank you for that engagement, Senator Van Hollen. And first of all, we are being consulted in a general